Guys, I don't think I can adequately explain how bad the boat smells right now. My garage reeks like a dead fish gave birth to more dead fish. Oh, God, it smells so bad, guys. I don't have any choice. We're gonna pull the boat out of the garage and do a wash. So I've been doing a lot of fishing this spring, and if you watched my last fishing video, you saw that Guillaume and I killed it at the dam, but unfortunately what happened was we got shad in the bottom of the boat, and shad, for any of you guys that have caught large shad before, you know that it stinks. It smells so bad. So we got shad slime, we got catfish slime, we've got, what else in here? We've got poop from big pike. I mean, you name it. We got blood. It's disgusting. Guillaume, if you're watching this video, you're a mess. You let your fish get nasty all over my boat. And today it's time to wash out that nastiness because this is gross. So guys, listen, we're gonna do a full detail of the boat today. We're gonna clean carpets, clean the exterior, we're gonna detail the plastic parts and the vinyl, the seats, the whole 9 yards. So if you guys wanna find out how I like to clean my boat, stick around because we're gonna go through the whole gamut, okay? I'm gonna show you products that I use and the whole breakdown, all right? So stick around and let's clean this up because honestly, this is disgusting. Now, before we begin, one little note, guys. You want to schedule your cleaning at an appropriate time, and that means wait until you get a nice sunny day, because once we're done cleaning the boat, we're going to want to leave it outside and dry in the sun before I put it back in the garage. So you're going to want to schedule yourself a nice day where you've got a decent amount of sun, and you're going to have a nice full day to work on the boat, at least half a day. I'm sure I'm going to be at this until past lunchtime. It's currently 8:30 in the morning, all right? So obviously that would be step number one. Next up, we're going to go ahead and pin the boat up to the truck, pull it out in the driveway, put some safety blocks on it, and let's get a better look at what kind of grime we're going to be dealing with, because it is nasty. Okay guys, as you can see, it's a bit of a disaster. That's about as nasty as I've ever seen my boat. So first steps, once we get it out here, we're gonna pull the plug. Now make sure you do put your tongue jack as high as you can, so that way all the water drains out, because we're gonna be spraying all kinds of water into this boat. So pull out the plug, take off your straps, so that way you can clean all around it. And we'll get started, and we're gonna just empty the boat. We're gonna take all the rods, all the junk, anything that doesn't need to be sitting down on the ground, we're gonna take it all off. I took the windshield off. We're gonna take the brackets off for the Garmin chart plotters, and yeah, so let's get the boat emptied out, okay, and get it ready to be hosed down thoroughly. Once I've got the boat all cleared out, it's time to get the vacuum out and pass the vacuum and the detail brush and the crevice tool and just get all of the loose dirt, the leaves, the junk, everything that's loose, get it out of the boat. You'll even find surprises like, oh, a drop shot hook in the side. Make sure you get as much junk off the ground as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna get a lot of it when we get the pressure sprayer out and start sucking up all the water out of the carpets. Okay guys, so we've already gone ahead and passed the vacuum everywhere, and already that's a pretty decent improvement. Now I used the large carpet scrubbing brush everywhere, and then went in with the detail tool and did all the little nooks and crannies. And you can see it's already pretty decent. But if we get a closer look, you'll notice there are stains and the carpet is just nasty everywhere. We got chunks of God knows what stuck there. If I come back here, I think that might be part of a fish scale. We got more stuck in grime and just stains all over the place. The front deck, where we of course bleed the fish, it's pretty gross. You know, everything's kind of nasty. And even the seats, I mean, the seats are filthy. So usually when I clean the boat, I'll actually take these seats out, but I'm actually gonna put them all in place for the next step. Now, normally when I clean my truck or a vehicle, I normally start on the outside and then work my way in, but on a boat, I do the actual opposite. I'm gonna work on the interior because I'm gonna be spraying all over the place. So if I go ahead and do the exterior and get that all cleaned up and dry, and then go and do the interior, well, basically I'll make a giant mess because I'll get water everywhere. So I'm gonna start with the interior. Time for the hard work to start. I'm using basically the mildest nozzle I have for the pressure sprayer, and I'm just getting the carpets completely soaked and drenched. I'll get the seats, the backwash, absolutely everything inside of the boat will get a rinse. Okay, time to get the car wash shampoo and conditioner out. So basically this is a regular Meguiar's automotive shampoo, and I like to use it pretty much on everything. And I'll go ahead and throw it into the foam washer, and I'll go ahead and connect it to the pressure sprayer and cover everything in soap. Now, I will use a carpet product afterwards, but this is just to get some soap going and to get some of the stains starting to move out of the carpet. Next up, we're going to use the Turtle Wax Power Out Carpet Cleaner. This comes in an aerosol can, and I just happen to have this kicking around from my last carpet cleaning job, so we'll just go ahead and start spraying it all over the place. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and use my drill brush. I've got a whole set of brushes, and like everything else that's in this video, I will link to them in the description below. And this is a great little kit that comes with a bunch of brushes that connect to your drill, and go ahead and scrub away on that after letting the soap sit there for a couple of minutes. And I'll go ahead and work all the stains and work every single area of the boat, and then I'll get the pressure washer out and give everything a good rinse. Try and work one section at a time. There's no reason to try and do the boat all in one shot. So I'll start with the bow, then I'll work on the sides, and then get into the back, and then finally end up with the main seating area. Be patient as you rinse out the boat. There's going to be a ton of soap and grime that's going to come up, and it's just like the soap never ends, but keep having at it, keep rinsing it, and eventually you'll get all the soap out. Next up, I'll use a little brush in the corners and in all the little crevices and get all the sand and mud that's sitting in there not coming out. And again, I'll give it another good rinse and slowly work my way towards the back of the boat, leaving the seating area last. Take your time and be sure to get everything rinsed and all the dirt out. This will be the longest part of your entire boat cleaning in detail, but it is one of the most important because it'll get your carpets looking brand new again. Next up, we're going to use the Simple Green Max that comes in a spray bottle. I'm going to use this on the floor in the really tough spots. So you'll notice that I'm going to finish up using the carpet cleaning can mostly on the outsides. But as soon as it comes to the main walking areas where there's really the heavy stains, I'm going to throw on the green. Now, unfortunately, this bottle wasn't really cooperating, so at one point I actually get fed up, take the nozzle off, and just start dumping the bottle out onto the floor.
Now I'm going to go ahead back with the drill brush and give everything a good scrub. This will be one of 2 scrubbings that I do, and this is really just to work the product into the carpets and get it attacking those stains.
Phew, okay guys, that's a lot of work. All right, so I just finished rinsing, scrubbing all the carpets everywhere on the boat. The only part I haven't rinsed is the floor yet. I'm just gonna let that soap sit there. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and finish washing all the trim of the boat, and I'm gonna wash the seats, and then I'm gonna rinse everything off, okay? So one final soap down, and then we can start the outside, and then after that, we'll go ahead and treat all the plastics and the vinyl and stuff. All right, so let's get the rest done.
I'm just cleaning away with some of the extra soap that I had in the spray bottle from the car wash product, and I'll just work the panels while I let those carpets get nice and soaked. There'll still be streaks and marks that'll need to come out with a cleaner wax once we're done all this process, so I don't go too crazy trying to get every single mark out. And now we go ahead and give the soap another good brushing into the carpets. Now I'm really going to focus on getting the stains out, so if I see any stains that haven't quite come out yet, I'll go ahead and sit there and really scrub at it until they're out. Don't forget to get all the crevices with your little brush. All right, now we're going to give the vinyl, plastic, and basically anything else that isn't made from carpets or metal in the boat with Magic Boss, which is a UV protectant and cleaner and restorer. I try to take really good care of my seats and always keep them clean and treated. And I'll even give them a light brushing with the drill brush. Nothing too crazy, just enough to get the mud out. I will go ahead and work all the seams and make sure the product is everywhere. And now I'm going to do a final rinse of the entire boat, top to bottom. Again guys, don't forget, every single product I'm using in this video will be linked in the description below, so you'll be able to pick it up or at least read about what it is that I'm using here.
Okay guys, the interior rinse is done. Pieces of the tree over there keep falling in because it's pretty windy out here, which is kind of annoying. But we got it all rinsed. So now the next step is to get some of this excess water out. And you can use either one of those Bissell, carpet cleaners, which is what I have, or just get out your shop vac. If you've got a wet dry shop vac, put it in a wet mode, and then go ahead and just suck up all this excess water. So now I'm gonna get the Bissell out and we're gonna try and get some of this water out of here. By the way, here's a look at the carpets. You can see pieces of tree falling, but it's already a lot cleaner. So it's starting to look really good. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the Bissell on here and clean up, suck up all this water.
It's unbelievable how much water the Bissell pulls out of the carpet and how much grime and nasty dirt that comes out as well. It's a fantastic tool. I recommend you get one.
Okay, so I just started picking up the water with the Bissell up on the front. So I've been doing the front deck, and the container here that holds the water that it sucks up is already full. I gotta empty it. Look at the water, guys. Now, I've rinsed those carpets 3 times, and it's still gnarly. So this is why it's really important that you suck up that water, because all this dirt is still in there. So suck that up with your shop vac or some other thing like my Bissell that I'm using right here. Actually, let me show you the Bissell I'm using. It's just a little portable unit I got. So it's called the Little Green Turbo Brush. And that's it. This is what I'm using. And it does a great job. I use it for the cars, any kind of carpets. And this, gross!
You'll notice I'm trying as little as possible to actually climb into the boat and track more dirt into the boat while the carpets are wet. But I mean, if you need to get into the boat, just do it. It's not a big deal. Here's a little scrub brush. This is a very stiff wire brush that I use, and I just lightly run it over the carpets, and it helps bring the carpets back to life.
Alright guys, we're looking way better now. Looking pretty spiffy. Now everything is still damp, but I finished going over everything with the Bissell, and I scrubbed the carpets very lightly with this brush. And what it does is it fluffs up the carpet, and it also works some dirt up, some sand. And then I passed again with the Bissell, and that got all the dirt out. And you can see all the stains are gone. And this is looking really good. All right, yum, 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 yum. All right, pasta for lunch. That's done. So now we're gonna get going with the exterior. So the carpets are actually already pretty dry, especially up on here where the sun is. So while we continue to let it dry, we're gonna go ahead and do all the side of the boat, the trailer, the wheels, just like we're washing the outside of a car. We're gonna just go A to Z and get that done. So basically what I do is I soak each side. I just pressure wash everything, get the loose dirt off, then I go ahead and put the soap, and then I go ahead and wash it by hand and rinse. And then when everything is done, we're gonna take a special cleaning wax that I use, and we're gonna clean all the paint up with it with a couple of tools that I'll show you. And that's gonna take all the remaining stains and streaks out. It works absolutely amazing. I use it on vehicles, I use it on the front door of the house, I use it on the boat, I use it on the camper, motorcycle, you name it, you can use it on it, all right? It's phenomenal. I'll show it to you in just a little bit. So let's get the cleaning going.
So before I apply any soap, I always rinse any vehicle off completely to get all the free dirt off. Then I go ahead and get the foam cannon and put down the soap. Similar to the inside, I'll make sure that I get all of the loose dirt and dust and grime off the boat, but I won't focus too much on light scratches or any sort of scuffs from plastic or other marks. I'm going to get that out later with a buffer. I absolutely love my tire brush. Again, I'll link to the description below where to get one of these. They are fantastic. I use them all the time. Next up, I'm going to use my synthetic chamois and I'm going to dry off all the water from the boat just to not get any water marks or water spots. Just be careful when you do this in your backwash because the backwash tends to accumulate a lot of sand and other little particles and you don't want to scratch up all your backwash.
Okay guys, let's talk about the next step. Now the next step is going to be to clean the streaks and small marks on the boat, and the weapons of choice are going to be this little dude here that I love. This is a Meguiar's detailer. It's like a 3500 drill buffer. I think it's called the 3500 series. I'll have a link to it in the description below. So I connect that to my drill. Of course we need a battery. I'm going to use a microfiber towel to get the residue off, and this is the magic sauce. So this is the Meguiar's cleaner wax. I use this on everything. I've even taken stains out of leather, marble, and even quartz. Like a quartz countertop takes it right out. This stuff is amazing. I mean, you should have this whether you have a boat, an RV, or not. It's completely irrelevant. You can clean all kinds of stuff. So this thing is phenomenal. So I'm going to show you what we're going to use this on, and it should take out some of the stains without me having to take out like some kind of a compound. So check this out. So you can see here in the decal, there's this mark in the decal. That should come out, as well as other small streaks and dirt. And you can see, I don't know if this, you can tell like here, there's small marks and little stains and things that are inside on the paint. That'll come out as well. Under here, you can see some stains and scratches and things like this. That should come out as well if it's not the paint scraped right out. So there's lots of little details. This will just clean it right up. Okay, you can see here, this is where the mark was, and you can see now that I've gone ahead, I've put in a thin layer. It's got a bit of a haze. I'll just go ahead and wipe it with the microfiber. And now it's glowing like a mirror, and that big black streak is gone now. So we're gonna do this for the entire boat and clean it all up.
As I go over the entire boat, I will also use a compound wax, and in this particular case I'm using a Pro Smooth Meguiar's compound, which is made for light swirls and very light scratches. It's not a heavy compound, and I'll use that on any kind of scuffs that the cleaner wax won't take out easily.
Here's an example of staining, and this is actually on the wheel well cover, the fender cover, whatever you want to call it, for the wheel. And this stain just will not come out. So I'm going to hit this with the cleaner wax and see if I can get it out of there. And there you go, guys. I just did the front piece of the fender. Look, stain is totally gone. And pretty much looks brand new, and it's all shiny. Told you, this product is insanely good. Really, really, really great stuff. All right, now check out the fender. This is the finished clean. Guys, you can see it is just shiny and spotless. I mean, there are scrapes and things in it, and this is a bug that fell. But nice and clean. Before it was all cloudy and stained, and that black streak thing that wouldn't come off when I was washing it came right out. I'm telling you guys, this cleaner wax, you can't go wrong. And I mean, I buy this, nobody gives it to me, and Meguiar's didn't send it to me. I've been using this for years. It's just a phenomenal product. All right, guys, whew, I brought the boat inside. One, there's too much sun, it's getting too hot, and when you're applying waxes and compounds and things like that, you don't want to do it in the sun because it can like just bake it on and it's a pain in the butt to come off. Not only that, the wind is just picking up and there's so much debris coming from the trees into the boat, it was making a mess. So I just I brought the boat back inside the garage. So at this point I've done everything, okay? So I finished using the cleaner wax end to end. I used compound in a couple of spots where there was some real deep stains, probably like plastic got scuffed against the paint and made like black marks. So I used the Meguiar's compound for that. And now that's all that's left to do is to dress it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply UV protector to all of the plastics on the boat. So the console, the handles, the cup holders. We're gonna do the Terova on the front. And then we're gonna put a treatment on the tires and on the engine cover, on the cowl cover on the back. We're gonna put some Meguiar's marine wax. And that will be it. And I'll give you guys sort of a little once over and show you how the boat turned out. It's looking pretty good. I almost don't want to use it again because it's going to get filthy the next time I use it. Almost don't want to use it, but I will.
And now it's time for a final treatment of all of the plastics, the vinyl, everything in the boat with the Magic Boss Vinyl Protectant Restorer. Don't forget all the plastic parts on the trailer. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a premium marine wax from Meguiar's, and I'm going to give a nice hand wax to the entire cowl and the foot of the motor. This just really brings out the shine, and I love that cowl reflecting like a mirror. Next up, I'm going to use the Meguiar's Hot Shine and dress the tires. I love to use a brush, that way I don't get overspray all over the floor, all over the rims and the plastic parts, and I can just apply product exactly where I want it. And don't worry about it with all the little air bubbles. As it dries, the air bubbles will vanish and you're left with a nice slick, wet look on your tires.
There we go. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot the finishing touch. Hold on, one more thing. I forgot the windshield. Oh, I almost forgot the windshield. There we go. All right, there you have it, folks. That's a full detail of the boat. So that's shampoo cleaning, trim cleaning, tire dressing, plastic dressing, UV protectant, outside wax, inside wax. I mean, we just covered the entire thing A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. I hope you got some tips on, how to go about, especially how to rejuvenate your carpets and get your carpets looking great again. That's really the longest process, and that's what takes so long. It's 3 p.m., so I've been at this for, 5 or 6 hours, not including stopping to talk on the phone and junk like that. So, it takes a good, almost the whole day, but you want to be able to do it right, okay? So, guys, I hope this helped you out. I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up button, and if you don't mind, leave me a comment. I'd like to know some tips about how you guys clean your boats, I certainly am not an expert detailer or anything, so if you've got some cool tips on how you keep your boat looking new and shiny and all that good stuff, what kind of treatments you use, what kind of products you use. It turns out that I use a lot of Meguiar products. I didn't even realize I had that many, but I seem to be quite dedicated. So yeah, go ahead, guys, please drop some comments, hit that like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. Go out there and wash your boat. See you guys.